Welcome back on Diamond. Today I want to propose you a video about the unboxing review about the White Dwarf issue 506 of November 2024, released by the Games Workshop. Here we have a particular design that it's with this paper box that contain other inserts inside, so you can find that we find it inside the stratagem cards, had the White Dwarf warscroll card, a free Tacticus digital charter for the Tacticus game of Android and iOS Play. So it's really quite intriguing. I'm quite curious to see if the contents inside here are separate from the White Dwarf or the cards, as usual, are inside the White Dwarf. We'll see anyway. Here, so we have this, and sincerely, I love that they put the things aside because I like more, but I don't like this type of cards because I think that it's really quite bad, and I like to collect also this part eventually. So here the back, that it's the classical back of the White Dwarf itself. So it's really like having the White Dwarf but simply put inside the box. So now we have simply to open this. One thing to notice is that usually these of November as month are the ones that has more contents of all the White Dwarf of the year. This time it seems a bit meager as things, so okay. I hope that the December one will be a bit better, but usually it's not like this, so this should be okay. Sincerely, I'm a bit missing the previous year one that had the codes that had a lot of video games inside, but remember that this year, anyway, the Games Workshop made that it amplified some of the games that existed previously, the video games ones on Steam, make them full complete version. So okay, still it's nice. So now let's go to open this box. So let's give a sight about the insert of this White Dwarf. They are really quite interesting. First of all, to say is that there are not any inserts inside here, but they are all outside. I love in such a way because I love the inserts, but I prefer them outside the White Dwarf itself. So okay. So here I have the Tacticus with the code for having this sister available. Here the QR code to download the app itself. I not make you share this because it's a single use one, so I prefer to have for myself this time. Here I have these that are the stratagems that are available for everything, and they are free to use, so nice. Then here we have this one that is the missions that are for Warhammer 40k1 and the one about Age of Sigmar. And about the one for Age of Sigmar, I want to remember you that this is important because it's from the Journal Handbook 2016. So again, as usual, remember that renewing what is the old ones is always possible because there are still amazing battle plans available. So quite nice in my opinion. I really like such thing because it improves your way to understand better what you can gain from also something that you could consider old. Then we have this that it's about cards available. So we have here the data score about the White Dwarf Gombrindal, so amazing for Age of Sigmar. Here we have something intriguing because I can anticipate you that we'll have quite a lot of fun for both dwarfs, better karadrons and so on, cities of Sigmar, and the Ossiarch Boneriper, because we have something intriguing because this White Dwarf also make you have the option about having an army or renown available, so pay attention because this is amazing. And also about the Petrifex, because we have also a new model that is available that, pay attention, you will not list one, you can convert it like you want. About the size is the same about got its vessel, so it's really quite intriguing, and believe me, you appreciate it quite a lot because it's a way to have something completely new. It's like having not a button of the Ossiarch Boneriper, but something nice. Okay, it's the Petrifex, so the usual unit, one of the mainstream and so on, but still I quite like, and there is quite a lot of background inside here, so nice. And then here we have this that are about the rules for Age of Sigmar, so it's really quite interesting. It's a good way to have them eventually to bring you along. Nice. They are simple but quite intriguing ones. So, little things, but they are really something to pay attention about because they are really something nice. So, now let's go to see about the White Dwarf itself, because I'm really quite curious to read and share. So, let's start with the review about the White Dwarf itself. We can begin with the cover itself, that it's an amazing one. It's about the Ultramarines ones that are going against the Tyranid Leviathan one, so really quite intriguing. And remember that this is the classical cover, the one that is the standard one. But eventually we have also the alternative cover, that it's this one, that it's without any variety, and you can gain this simply making the subscription to the White Dwarf itself. So it's the same cover but without any variety, so really a piece of artwork. It's really quite amazing, and you can save also a bit of money making the subscription eventually, but anyway, okay. And from this we can yet see something that is related about the content. So we see something related about the painting of the Skaven, the thing that I must glad about, because they are the army renown of the Duardin and the AoS Bonereapers. We see later a bit better, but they are official, they are matched, but remember that they are legends. Pay attention about such a detail. And so there is really quite a lot of things that we go to see. Moreover, remember that there are also the multiplayer rules for Warhammer 40k. Sincerely, I don't find them so crazy amount, because I remember that there is anyway something called Triumph and Betrayal, so it's not so particular one, because in Age of Sigmar and in Fantasy I'm really used to have such things. So okay, anyway, it's not bad. So let's start to see these parts. So here I have the introduction of the White Dwarf that explains some of the contents inside. Here I have the insert that we have seen before, that must signed has been inside. Here the contents of the White Dwarf, that are anyway quite a lot, as you can see, so not bad at all. Then we can flip and we can start with the mailing list of the reader to the team of the White Dwarf. Here I always suggest you to read the images more than the text, because there are really always something intriguing. That could be some modifying, some painting, some basing that could be nice, but there are also some stories that could be really quite intriguing to read about the history of the White Dwarf itself and GW itself, so it's always quite nice. And really you can have some inspiration, so I suggest to give it a try eventually. Here we can find that is the Tale of Old World, and we can so anticipate that we'll see something in the future quite intriguing, because it will be start again. So the next month, technically, we should not have the Tale of Old World as in this. So pay attention, because maybe there will be something intriguing in the next months. Here, one of the army related about Middle Earth created. It's not bad at all. Then we had the part about the bunker. As usual, here it's nice because it's a way to make you interested about playing and so on, and create something. It's always intriguing. Here we had another part about the Trouble in Paradise, that it's something that we've seen starting from the last White Dwarf, and it could be nice. It's like gaining ideas and so on, so it could be intriguing one, also so that you can see some armies and so on, so you can see different scheme of colors, different basing. There are quite a lot of options that are inside that could be nice. Here it's about the challenges. It's always a way to make you glad about having an objective to paint, to play, or so on. It's always nice. Here you have the part that we see in the inserts that usually are in the White Dwarf. So here we have the part about a mission for Warhammer 40k, and here about Age of Sigmar. As I said, this mission comes from the General Handbook 2016. So again, remember that they are really quite nice, because you can revival some old battle plans and make them really quite intriguing. There has some basic training that it's always nice, because this it's a way to understand better how to play and so on, and it could be a way to understand also how the creators of the game play. So it's quite nice in my opinion to learn tactics. Moreover, because some of them could be used both for Warhammer 40k and Age of Sigmar, so they could be really quite intriguing in that way. Here we have about the painting, and one of my favorite techniques, that it's about the brush. So learning the difference, for example, about making the brush with light colors here and then painting something on, so to accelerate but have quite a lot of intriguing colors. I like because these are all about the Ossiarch Boneriper, that it's an army that I love. And here instead starting from the dark colors, so I like also such scheme, so it's really quite nice. I think that it's intriguing. Here the part about the Petrifex Elite that we see, it's really quite related about this White Dwarf, so with the scheme of colors too. And here instead this that it's come from the satellite uplink, so somehow we have seen in the past that it's related about clubs and so on that have relation with the game structure in some way. And again, you can analyze this to create something as option. For example, here we can see this basing that could be nice. Also, this could be to have different scheme of colors or other options, or create something little difference. For example, this that it's a Lemaras but for the just recruits. So there are little things, but always quite nice. Some little modification. It could be intriguing, I think. So it's something that I always suggest you to see, because you can have some idea. Then we move on Warhammer 40k with the Warzone Chalnath, and here we have the Pirate Orks, that I think that it's really quite intriguing as background, so nice in my opinion, and really I suggest you eventually to give a try to read, because it's fun really, and it's a way to have a better knowledge of the culture of the orcs, so not bad at all. Also here a little story more, so it's always quite nice in my opinion as option, so nice. Then we have this that it's about the multiplayer part, as we've seen for Warhammer 40k. So again here we can gain quite a lot if you're interested about. As I said, I'm used about the Age of Sigmar side to have such rules forever, so it's not a problem in my opinion to have this, but it's anyway created. As you can see here we have the missions that the strategies that has been added, so eventually you can play with. We have also the missions that eventually have with different options about deployment and so on, and different really battle. I quite like in such way, because they give you a different way to play, so nice really. I think that it's quite worth for the ones that like to play. Here we have this that it's related about, we can call them the detachment. In this case, it's mainly related about the orcs, but it's explaining you how you can create and personalize armies, for example, create some themed, and I think that it's quite intriguing that way. And then we move on the part related about Age of Sigmar. This it's a battle report related about Spearhead, and I like because it's a way to promote that way to play, that for the beginnings, but even not, because it's a different way to play Age of Sigmar 2, and it could be quite nice if you want to make a little faster playing. So we have the armies, and so we have here the part about the Stormcast Tatters, and here about the Subbrigadiers, that are both armies that I play, okay? And so, not bad at all, because you can see how it's played and so on. I always find the battle report really quite intriguing, because for the ones that like to play, it could be a way to read something that they like. For the ones that don't know maybe the game or that particular way, it's a way to learn a new game, so that could be maybe start or know a new army that they don't play usually, so learn how it works. Okay, it's the Spearhead, so it's a smaller version about Age of Sigmar, but it's anyway an option, and I think that it's always nice, because anyway, even if it's quite basic as game, it's quite intriguing anyway to see. And then we have something that we have seen. So this is a part about the Duardins for the Army of Renown. So here we have the warscroll about Gombrindal. Remember that technically it's legend, so you can use them, as you can see here, legend rules. But at the same time, remember that it has a problem. You can't use unofficial official games related about the game's workshop, so events. So if you don't play events or you don't go to tournaments that don't accept these ones, you can use them eventually. And I find it anyway quite intriguing, because anyway you have literally Army of Renown that are available, and I find them really quite nice. So it's not a problem in the case that it will be released, the battle related about, in this case for the Duardin Ascendants, it's related about Cities of Sigmar, the dispossesd, the karadron, and the fireslayers. So it's really quite intriguing to have such, and it's quite nice in my opinion. And I had the one that I loved really. This it's about the Ossiarch Boneriper, and it's really quite intriguing because it makes you understand better how it works, the Petrifex, that they work a little different than the other armies of the Ossiarch Boneripers themselves, even if I have to remember you that each of them has the particular option, so okay. And this it's about the Flashpoint Lethis, that it's the first of 3 releasing, that it will be, as I said, related about Lethis. And Lethis, it's not something new, because we have seen this in the Mali Importance, so it's coming back, and I quite like such thing, because it's a way to develop also that background that was a bit static now, and it's recurred now. Really quite nice. I quite like because they introduce you, for example, also a new character, that it's the Necromystic, that it's the leader of the Petrifex Elite. Technically, the Petrifex are even aside Catacross, and so the Necromystic is almost at the same, I can say, elevation than Catacross, because they have a different mission that has been assigned by Nagash, and so they can almost do as they want. Okay, so it's really quite nice, and it's a way to know them better. I quite like. Here we have also a little novel, and the fact that we can see here the God Vest, it's not casual, because it's a little about the Necromystic. And if you go to see about the rules that we have here, we can find that it's really quite nice. As I said for the Duardin before about the Army of Renown, we have the Army of Renown here, that it's amazing that it's here, but it's legend rules, so again, you can't use this in the official events against Rush, but it's not a problem, because if you want, you can bring on the battlefield anyway with a friend or so on, and it's a nice way, I think, to have an alternative, and really quite intriguing. So we have the rules complete ones, and the one that I like, it's this one, that it's this warscroll, because it's the rules about the Grand Necromystic, but it doesn't exist the model related, so you can modify as you want, because technically it's a sort of super side about the armies, so it's a way that it's an entity that control what you want in the army of the Ossiarch Boneriper, usually a God Sylvester, but not necessary. So it means that you can assign a God Sylvester that you have yet, or modify one to make that you know for sure that in that battle it will be that one. It's nice, because it's a way to make that the Gensrushuk recover something of freedom, because usually it makes that you can't play something that has not a model and make the legends. But with this option, technically, you can use what you want and create what you want and have a warscroll related. I hope that with the Anvil of Apotheosis and this type in the future, you will put more in the Battletome about freedom to create in some way, at least for the heroes, to personalize quite a lot. I know that it's a big fantasy, really quite big. Still, it's something that it's worth, in my opinion, to dream about. Here we have the paint about the Skaventide, so it's a good way to understand how we can paint better, eventually suggestions and so on for the different clans. I think that it's quite useful for the ones that like, and anyway, you can learn a bit. I think that it's really quite nice. And then we have the part about the Warcry here, with the Briar and Bone. And remember that has been also listed this separate box available, so that you can, for example, buy the Teartic Cohort, you can buy the part about the Sylvaneth or the Shanky feature without any problem. And here, so we have seen the fastly before, but we have here the background about the Teartic Cohort that I quite like, because it's quite detailed, and so you can know better. So quite a lot of things inside here about the Ossiarch Boneriper. We have seen about the painting, about a new army of renown, here the background about this, and here the rules. So if you are going to play with the Warcry, this it's a must-have, because you have really quite a lot of options little about both the Ossiarch Boneriper, but also about the TwistWeald, that it's about the Sylvaneth. So, okay, quite a lot of efforts and of things, so quite nice, I think, and we can develop quite a lot. Also creating the names, that could be fun eventually. I always suggest you, even if you don't play Warcry or so on, to read a bit, because even if you are not interested about the rules, something inside could be quite inspirational about. And I've had the armies of the Old World. I think that this is a sort of introduction about the future for warlords, part a little about Old World maybe. Anyway, it's to see the armies, so we have to see here, for example, about the Chaos against the Orks Goblin. Here we have Bretonia, here we have the Camry. So it's an option. This is the new model that I really like and I'd love to have, but it's for Joe Rising, so I have to think if it's worth to buy from the Jubu site instead of have some discount. Okay, we see. So we have the Orks Goblin we were seen before and the Chaos Army, and we'll see, because maybe there will be quite intriguing part and it will be a way to know better about the Old World, remembering that has been announced the part about the Empire, so soon there will be also the Empire available as option. And then something that I love that has come back, that it's about the Black Rabbit. So we have another novel. This is the first part of 5. So at least we know that till March, April, we'll have about the Black Rabbit insert. So it's nice, because here we can know, for example, new armies, new characters. We can have inspiration about, collect some of them. We can know a new author, or we can know, for example, something that it's not known usually, so I think that it's quite nice, or better prepare yourself with English. So I think that it's really quite intriguing part, because anyway you have a lot of things available here. Here we have a usual anticipation of what we see in the next White Dwarf, and then we can find here the end with this image that it will be a little about the future White Dwarf maybe. So we see that it's something that it's about the Leviathan again and just recruits, as you can see, against the Ultramarines, as in the cover of this White Dwarf. So to say about such White Dwarf, simply think that it's the best, or anyway one of the best of this year, but it's my personal opinion, because technically there is almost all that I could like, because there is about Warhammer 40k, the part about the multiplayer options that I could not maybe be so satisfied about Warhammer 40k, but it's still something nice to see. There is the part about Age of Sigmar, with the Army of Renown for the Duardin, and moreover about the AoS Bonereapers that I love, as I said. And there is also the part about the Warcry, for the ones that play them, that about the rules, it's quite amazing, and also about the background included, it's quite useful, again, about AoS Bonereapers. And think about the Chalnath part for the campaign of Warhammer 40k, the background related about the Orks, the old pirate Orks. So quite a lot of things that could be really quite amazing one. Moreover, there are quite a lot of things related about conversion, about painting, and nice, in my opinion. Maybe you could not be so interested about the battle report related about the Spearhead, but it's still quite intriguing, I think. So it has quite a lot of potential. If you see about everything, it has almost all that I could like. So this is the reason. Obviously, it's missing part of the things related about other games. So it's missing about Titanicus, about Legionis Imperialis, about Horus Heresy, about a lot of things. But still, there is all the other things that I like. And there is also the Black Library part that I love. So this is not completely my other White Dwarf, but sincerely quite close to this. So I'm really quite happy with this White Dwarf. It's my personal opinion, I remember. So what do you think about? Are you agreeing? Would you prefer something different? There is something that you like in this releasing that really caught your attention, because you really quite love, for example, the multiplayer for Warhammer 40k or the Army of Renown, even if Legends ones. I think that it's really quite intriguing to share what you like and don't like. Anyway, for this one, I say shut up and take my money, for sure. But let me know what you think about. At least for now, only for the White Dwarf. I decided to put in the description the link about my wish list for Amazon, if you are interested about making me a gift about. I know it's the first time that I do, so I hope that it works. Anyway, it's something that it's a try. Don't feel that you have to do or so on. It's simply something that if you want to cooperate with me to give me some things that maybe I use then as a review or so on, it could be useful, or that can be useful also for the channel. So eventually you have a thing that you can share with. So from that mode, it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So I hope to see you again to the next time.